batch processing. So it's about trying to figure out how to move things in your life so that you can sit down and accomplish a bunch in a row. There are some things you're just going to have to do on the day you have to do them. But what you want to look to do is to look at everything you possibly can batch process to do in one sitting of the same repetitive type of task. You're going to start to find more time in your schedule that was being lost, shifting from one to the other. To start looking at your week, your month, your days, try and figure out what are the things that I'm doing on a semi-repeating schedule where I can move them together, knock them out in one batch.
Happy birthday to you.
What is up, guys? Welcome back to No Half Cakes Podcast. My name is Jim Sabelico, and you are here with me today, and that means a lot. So I just want to thank you for that on this Saturday episode of the show. If you're new here, just a quick reminder, these Saturday episodes are meant to be a practical, tactical tip to help you level up in both your personal and professional life. Other versions of the show, Mondays I do a Mindset Monday, just a short form episode meant to give you a powerful perspective to carry through the week. Wednesdays is our long form version of the show. It's a one-on-one sit down with someone who's done some stuff in life. We talk about the good, the bad, the ugly. Talk about what made them successful. Talk about the lessons they learned along the way. And those are real raw conversations, and they are some of my favorites. So if you have not checked those out, I'd highly recommend going to view a couple of those. You will not be disappointed. That being said, like I said, today is a strategy sprinkle version of the show. So I want to talk to you about something that is going to be very topical, especially if you've watched the Mindset Monday version of the show. You may notice I'm actually wearing the same shirt, and there's a good reason for that. This episode is about batch processing. So it's about trying to figure out how to move things in your life so that you can sit down and accomplish a bunch in a row. So if we look at what I'm doing right now, rather than me sitting down on different days, different times, trying to do a whole bunch of podcasts randomly, what I do is literally sit down and I will knock out a bunch of podcasts right in a row. Now, the reason why that's beneficial for me is because I'm already in the right environment. The lights are set, the microphone is set, the camera is set, I'm ready to go. Everything is ready where I can just sit down and talk. I don't need to get all those things ready every day. If I just do it once, knock out 5 or 6 episodes in one shot, and then it makes life a little bit easier, less stressful, less up and down. And that's the sort of thing that I look to do often in my day-to-day, especially when I'm trying to be 5 places at once, be involved in a bunch of different businesses, be there for the kids, be there for myself. It takes time, right? And one of the biggest things that you can do to reserve time, because time is going to be your greatest resource. Okay, it's limited in supply. We cannot get more of it. All you can really do is learn to buy time, which is a topic for a different day, or use time more efficiently, right? And this episode, talking about batch processing, is really going to be focused on using time more efficiently. So what does that look like? In the course of your day, are there things that you're doing that are sporadic? So maybe let's look at the week. Might be a better option rather than the day. Look at your average week and see, are there things that you do every week, every day of that week? Maybe do it 2 out of the 7 days. Are there things that happen on some sort of reoccurring schedule, whether it's, again, every day, every couple days? What do those look like? And can you move them to do them all in one shot? So some examples of that might be checking your email. Okay, for a lot of people, you check your email 15, 20, 50 times a day. I do it twice, right? So I've batched that process down to do it 1 time in the morning, 1 time in the afternoon, rather than doing it 25 times a day where I start to lose momentum because I'm shifting off the task I'm working on and then having to go change mindsets, change perspectives, move from task to task. I'm able to now knock those out in a half an hour in the morning, half an hour in the afternoon. Okay, so I'm able to batch process those. Now, my email inbox is going to be very different than yours, right? And there's also going to be things that may be time sensitive, and I've got a whole bunch of systems and processes in place for that, which again can be a topic for a different day. But the point there is, I look at where am I spending the majority of my time, and can I do it in a more efficient way? So for you, that might be a whole different thing. It might not be email. It might be sales calls. It might be, who knows? Okay. It's going to be different for everybody. Look at ways that you can take that and condense that down to do it in one sitting, right? And it might be, instead of doing it every day for half an hour, maybe you can knock it down to twice a week for 45 minutes. Okay. And you can shave off a little bit of time from the course of your week. This is not going to be a perfect science. There is no one size fits all answer. And this is going to be something that you're going to be continuing to evolve at over time. Okay. I did not flip the switch and suddenly just boom, all of a sudden I could just do my email, 2 times a day, half an hour each, and everything is perfect. It's evolved over time. Okay. There are still tweaks to this day that I make to my own systems and processes to make that more efficient, make that better, make that less stressful, make that flow a little bit better. But the first step is trying to identify what those things are that you can batch process. So again, for me, an example of this would be recording podcasts. Rather than get myself ready 5 times a week, I'll do it once. I will get ready one time, knock out 5 different episodes in one sitting, schedule them out. Okay, I'm able to work a lot more efficiently when I can get things done right in a row. There's a lot less downtime. There's a lot less time lost changing gears, right? Because when you finish one task and have to move to the next one, you need to mentally prepare for the next task. There's time loss associated with that. So for you to be able to get into a flow state, get into a zone where you can sit down and work on a task, whatever that might be. Okay, the more that you can coordinate your day, and again, this is going to be a long-term process. You're not going to be able to sit down in 20 minutes and map out a perfect life. It's not going to happen. So don't set that precedent for yourself. But what I do want you to do is I want you to start looking at what are the things you do every day, every week, every month, and can you condense those down to a tighter schedule? It's not going to be perfect for everyone. Some things really just need to be done on certain schedules, maybe phone calls. Maybe you need to make phone calls every day. You can condense them down to do it a little bit tighter in the course of one day, but you can't make your week's worth of phone calls in one day if you need to follow up with someone at a later date. Do you know what I mean? So you can only condense so much, right? There are some things you're just going to have to do on the day you have to do them. But what you want to look to do is to look at everything you possibly can batch process to do in one sitting of the same repetitive type of task. You're going to start to find more time in your schedule that was being lost, shifting from one to the other. And that's what I'm recommending for you for this week, is to start looking at your week, your month, your days, try and figure out what are the things that I'm doing on a semi-repeating schedule where I can move them together, knock them out in one batch. Okay, so if you start to look at how to batch process your day, you'll start to find more time. And that's, in my opinion, one of the greatest things you can do is free up time, because that time you will be able to reinvest in things you want to be doing. It's lost time right now. Time that you're spending shifting between tasks, getting mentally ready for the next task, is lost time. You can reuse that time to meditate, go for a walk, go to the gym, go on a date. Right? There are so many better things you could be doing rather than wasting time shifting tasks if you learn to batch process. Okay, so if you have questions about that, if you have some ideas or some thoughts, or you want help going through that for yourself, drop me a comment. I will happily work through your week with you. Any questions on how to do that on like a personal level, you can also go to the Tad Better Facebook group. The Tad Better group is something that I have as a resource for everyone here. To be honest, I don't think I do a good enough job of sharing that, so I'd love for you to understand that that exists. If you go to Facebook, go to the Tad Better Facebook group. What that is a group that I put together with a dear friend of mine, Charlie Norman, where we try and help people be a tad better every day. We make it approachable, we make it fun, just a simple resource, a community, a tribe of people who are all positive, motivated, looking to help you level up and be the best version of yourself. So they're looking for the same thing as well. So everyone's kind of that positive, forward-moving mindset. And it's a great spot to ask questions like this, where you say, hey, this is my week, this is my struggle, how can I help improve it? There's a great resource for you, and it is 100% free. So take advantage of that if you would like. Aside from that, that's all I got for you this week. I will see you again on Monday for another episode of Mindset Monday. And apart from that, just want to wish you a happy weekend. Go enjoy it.